Hello and welcome back to Stranded Deep, welcome back to the map editor, and welcome back to this island we are making. We are on the PC version of the game, the Steam version of the game, and at this intermediate stage where we have been creating our island, there are some things that we're going to need to go and check by popping the island into the main game and just exploring, wandering around and making sure that everything we've put in actually works. Are you going to go through the controls? You always go through the controls for the map editor at the beginning of every video. I don't know. Why don't we just look at W, which goes forward, S to go back, A to go left, D to go right, Q to go down, E to go up. You push and hold the right mouse button and that pans everything around. But wait, there's more. There's always more. If we get out the aeroplane and press R, that rotates. T transforms. C, that clones. Delete. Well, that deletes, and if you have something selected and press F, that focuses. Something smaller is going to focus much closer. Anyway, we could delete that. We're about to go into the main game though. It's not necessary because I'm not going to save this time. Why would we go into the main world and just drop this map in, even though there are huge areas that we haven't touched? There are many things that are just completely missing. This isn't a map that's ready to be published. Well, that's an excellent question. But we've put things like wrecks into the terrain. We don't know if, when we go and look at this in the main game, this is even going to work. You're even going to be able to access this. We don't know if the top of this mast is going to have other problems, like there's going to be containers and things poking up through the sand because there's a cargo ship effectively under the island. We don't know if the cocoa plants that we've attached to things even look good, or in some cases just are too big and block the path. We don't know if there's going to be holes and gaps in terrain which is going to cause the player to get stuck. It's good to go and have a little look at the map you're creating in the main world, and the way we're going to do that is by pressing escape and going back to the main menu. The reason I'm on the main menu and not in the cartographer is for one simple reason. If you are making maps, if you're making a lot of maps and you have a world already going, if you have a game already going, it might be worth just changing the save slot by going to change save slot and clicking on 2 or 3 or 4 and hitting apply. Starting a new game and then just creating a basic shelter and saving there. Once you've done that, I'm going to cancel that because we're not going to do that. Go to the cartographer and load up your current world. Now, this is one we've been playing through, but I've already created a backup, so I can do anything to this, and that's not so much of a problem. What we then do is find your map, not that one, Dizzy's Return, and we're going to put it, well, that's the starting island, but whatever, let's pop it there. Hit apply, and now our island is in our world. The red ringed island is actually the island we're currently saved on, so we can just hop across from one to the other, no problems. Let's go back, and we can go to play and continue game. And here we are back in the main game. This is an island we've been playing on for a while, as you can probably tell. We've got a lot of stuff going on, and as we fall off here, sploosh, we have our current island, which has the aeroplane up in the trees as the river that runs through it, and also has the house, which is built above the river specifically to allow us to fall off. Ooh, you're just going to sail from one place to another? Well, there are a few things I'm going to need to check. First of all, I'm going to need to work out where our raft is. I think it's actually on the side of the island somewhere. Ah, there it is. I'll make a note of that for a moment. But what I wanted to do is go here and have a look at this thing on the horizon. And the reason I wanted to do that, because one of the issues that we were having was the fact that that could just be a huge hole. And we went through a lot of time and effort just to hide the fact that there is a hole there. Yeah, we've put rock pillars. And now the island doesn't look weird. It doesn't look like we've got a massive gaping maw through the middle of it. That works very, very well. Not entirely sure what's going to happen on the other side, but for the time being, that's working great. What I'm going to do is hit the / and I'm going to type dev.god. which is going to give us the ability to fly. I'm going to put that away and fly over here, get our raft, unlock it from the ground, because currently it's not really a physics object that we can manipulate. Now it is, now it's moving. Right click and grab the corner, and then just kind of fly it over to the island. Why are we doing that? Well, we're testing the map. We do not want to be dealing with sharks and all the manner of things that will be slowing us down. We just want to get over here and have a little look at it. And it's actually looking pretty good. Let's drop this down and bloop. So this is our raft. And if we go /dev.god as our raft sails away. Could you not do that, please? That's kind of rude. Okay. I can't. That was always going to be a bit of a problem. Let's use the sail to go sideways a little bit. Okay. And then we can sail in here. Boop. Let's hit the rock. And we are hitting the... What are we hitting? Oh, we're hitting the little life raft. Okay. And use the sail to go sideways. And then drop the anchor. Cool. Pop that up. Excellent. Well, it does look like we're going to need to get rid of these doors. And the yellow raft is just kind of floating around, not doing much. Too shallow to lower the sea anchor? I don't think so. I think what we can do is just step across. Yeah, without even jumping. Wonderful. Excellent. Let's just check this as well. This seems to work quite well. Without jumping, we can just walk out. Ah. Rock stack, trees, building, and here is all the grass. Not everyone has grass turned on. If someone's playing on a laptop, they might not have that. We have this here, this little wreck. It has actually spawned a crate, which we can look in. Neat. Let's just check food and water. That's not too bad. One of the things that we wanted to check was over there, but I'm just going to look at this first of all. I just want to make sure you can actually get inside it. And the answer is yes. Nothing is clipping through the floor in terms of foliage, or nothing too bad. It's fine. Oh. In fact, let's grab that. Munch it down. Because we are now in the game, we are actually using water and we're using food. This is one of the reasons why you would smooth a beach. This is very angular, this is very polygonal. This is an area that we haven't done anything with, and as you can see, it doesn't look great. One of the areas we have spent a lot of time on is over here. This looks a little bit better. We have ourselves a little radar post, which we know is the top of a ship. We know there's a ship below the sand. We also have this here, and we went to a great deal of trouble to carve out a bunch of sand behind it. It's there, it's kind of visible, but only if you know where to look for it. That's neat. That kind of works. We also spent some time, let's go in here, making sure that this was completely empty of sand. Fish, can you get out of my face? Thank you. Excellent. So that's neat. That all works. And like I said, there's going to be a little bit of treasure on this thing, but nothing too much. One of the things that we were worried about, and I don't see it, is the fact that the bow of the ship might actually poke out of the sand. It's not, and nor are we getting containers just appearing everywhere, which is nice. It's actually really good, because that could have been a bit of a problem. This area is an area we haven't done anything with, but looking at it in the game, it's like, well, do we need to do anything here? Is this something that we're going to need to? We could get ideas as we're running around. We do know that this rock is over the end of that walkway, and we did note that the further you get away from it in the map editor, the more of the walkway you can see, but it in fact looks fine. And we also put a rock down here so you can get onto and off of this beach. And yeah, that's fine. That actually works exactly how we wanted it to. This is one of the ficus trees that we put in with a branch that goes over the top. And yeah, and we put the plants underneath so you could have something to look at. The doors, oh, the floating doors. The raft itself has just floated off. That's gone. But yeah, this is great. And this works exactly how we wanted it to work, with a rock that stops you, boop, falling off the end. The nana plant that we put in there with great effort. The little stones. Yeah, that works quite well. That works very well. It's very undramatic. We don't have to hop. We don't have to jump. We don't have to spam the spacebar. There's nothing terrible going on. Yeah, this is working quite well. This area here is very nice. It's very calm, and it guides you up to the actual bridge itself. Because beyond here, not far beyond here, in fact, is the abyss. I think I'm not going to swim out over it, but yeah, it's not far from here. But it just kind of masks the fact that that is a thing. The hole through the island, it doesn't look too bad, if I'm going to be honest. Like, from actually inside the game. The airplane? Yep, airplane's looking fine. This could be a problem. This could be a problem. Let's just drop down. Yeah. Shatter your ankle there. Maybe we could do something to help that out. Cocoa plant doesn't in fact mask the inside of the wing. And I think... Actually, I don't think we can... There's a crack there. I'm not entirely sure if you can get in this. Oh, yes, you can. And it's perfect. Oh, yeah, no, that is perfect. The toilet is somewhat full of sand, but yeah, not a problem. And then we have our forest. Ooh, well, how does the forest work? Well, we can come up here, and we know there's a bridge here somewhere. All right, now this is what I was talking about. This is going to be a problem. This metal work here. So make a note of that, and then fill that in later on. Also, we might want to put some dirt up on here, or something up here to let players know that there is in fact a pathway there. Because that's not obvious. Also, time of day, 15:36. It's kind of getting late in the day. But everything's working so far. This is the little bridge we put in at the beginning with the metal that goes underneath to kind of stop you walking around there, but we've got all the greenery and everything. I think that works quite well, you know? I think it works quite well. These little steps, probably not so well, but if you're running this from the side, yeah, it's fine. I'm not entirely sure what happens if you drop off here. I don't know if that's deep enough to stop your ankles getting shattered. Do a little jump. And then, okay, so we might need to work on this as well. That's quite a big hole there, which you can't really see in the map editor. So maybe another bit of rock or something. But back this way is fine. What I'm gonna do is just hide in the shade and then type dev time 10. There we go, because that'll ruin your SPF if you're actually outside while you do that. So it's now 10 o'clock in the morning. Just changing the time, just making it easier for ourselves. We have this path. This little step might need to be adjusted so you don't have to jump there. Otherwise, this is fine. Oh yeah, look. Might want to drop that down as well. So these paths, these two here, might need a little adjustment, but that's fine. This is kind of neat. You can see down into the water, and that metal stops you wandering off. This works a lot better than it does on the other side, I'm going to be honest. Yeah, that's much nicer than the other side. Okay, fine. And this here. Now, we were worried about these cocoa bushes, but I think the cocoa bushes might actually be true to how they are in the map editor. Yeah, alright, that's not a problem. And we got this, where we can just walk up and have a little look and see what's going on. And then we put these rocks around the outside so you can get around the back, specifically so you can come up here and just have a little look down onto the island. Ah, wonderful. Most of the things are working. I'm going to be honest. Most of the things are working. Some of these things are not. We've got a coconut. What we don't have is a dead body. That's fine. We can't jump from... Well... I'm sure some people would try and jump from here, but that would be a fool's errand. Would it? I think so, yeah. I'm pretty sure it would. This is... Oh, this is something that I didn't expect. The wooden crate. That's actually from that survivor structure. So that's a little thing to note. The plants, though, kind of neat. There's a very steep slope coming down there. And also the birds. The birds are actually getting stuck in the cave. What a curious one. I had no idea that was even going to be a thing. We got the rock that pokes out into the sea, which is fine. Let's have a look at this. Does this even work? It does. Yeah. Stingray. And yeah, everything's fine so far. So just a couple of little things that are a little broken. Well, not broken, but not in spec. And then we have this little island, which was something we spent a long time creating. This doesn't have any treasure on it, but that's fine. Let's have a look. Oh, there's a thing that could be adjusted. Cocoa plant with its butt out of the ground. If you pull it too far out of the ground, you still have you still have the size of the object, but unfortunately you don't have the bushiness on top, so that's going to have to be rotated down into the ground. Right, okay, fine. Everything else is looking okay. Let's go up here, because the player was always going to want to come up here. Cave again. And let's see if we can jump across here without breaking anything. Boop. Yeah, you could probably make the return jump, no problem. Let's do this. Can we actually make it up here? Yep. And again, a gap in the rock. Now we don't know if you fall down there, you actually you may break your legs. And then you come up here and you've got more treasure. Ah, a refined hammer and a dead body, and one of those crates that spawn on this thing. Right, excellent. And we know that that is, I mean, we can see the abyss down there. The edge of the map is where the coral stops. Let's drop down into sea. Sploosh. We carried a lot of momentum with us, but we didn't break our legs or anything. We were going to put a wreck there, but we did not put a wreck there. Right. Some things that need to be adjusted. Well, this beach is polygonal, but that's just the way the game is drawing the sands at the moment. I don't know if there's too much we can do about that. The actual cave itself is fine. Of course, we'll remove the doors and the spare rafts when we come to publish the game, or publish the map even. And everything else is, yeah, I think it's fine. I think it's absolutely fine. I think this is too shallow though. Ooh. Yeah. Almost too shallow to swim. It's actually too shallow to swim in. This isn't something we should be able to do, is run through here. Which lets us know we can make this a little deeper. And is there an area? This purple poison boys is they're gonna get our legs. Is there an area which we can select to get a right depth? Here is actually pretty neat. Yeah, between this island and the mainland, this is deep enough to have sand and deep enough to swim in, but not deep enough to form coral, because if you go too deep, coral will start forming. Right, so select a depth point from here, adjust those two walkways, and adjust the cocoa plant. That's all things that we need to look at. Excellent. I'm going to leave it there for the time being, but it is super important every now and again to check your progress and just pop the map into your main game. And by main game I mean create a save specifically for your maps and just give them a test every now and again. Make sure everything that you've put in works, and make sure everything is exactly how you imagined it to be. Because there's nothing worse than spending hours and hours and hours on a map only to find that something you've done is critically wrong and you need to spend hours and hours and hours fixing it. Right, well, I'm going to leave it there for the time being. If you like these videos, definitely leave a little like. Leave a subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. If you want notifications, dingle the bingle. If you don't want notifications, don't click the bell, and I'll tell you what, I'll catch you next time.